Hello everyone, this will be a recurring video on the channel. Every month end I will try to bring you the best upcoming games for the next month. This will normally include only games of genres I am mostly interested on and usually cover, so RTS, fighters, 4X games will be excluded from these videos normally. Now, let's start the video. Persona 3 Portable. Persona 3 is finally added to modern platforms. The famous live sim turn-based RPG was a hit on the PlayStation Portable back when it launched, but its potential was never truly harnessed. Now, years later, Persona fans can finally play the portable version on PC, PS5 and Xbox. Atlus describes Persona 3 Portable as, shortly after transferring to Gekkoukan High School, the protagonist encounters the Dark Hour. Unfamiliar stillness swallows the city, people turn into airy coffins, and otherworldly monsters called Shadows swarm. When they are attacked by one of these shadows and all hope seems lost, the power of the heart, their persona, is awaked. I've been recently playing Persona 5 Royal, and I'm absolutely loving it, so I can't wait to dive into Persona 4 Golden and now Persona 3 Portable as well. Persona 3 Portable is releasing on modern platforms on January 19th, and I'll be doing a review and some early thoughts whenever I finish Persona 5. The next game is Piece Odyssey. Piece Odyssey is a new game for the famous anime or manga One Piece, and it will be the first time this IP will have a turn-based combat mode. Play as various members of the Straw Hat crew in a classic RPG set in the world of the popular One Piece anime. One Piece Odyssey combat and world looks good from promotional material, but will it be worth it? Hard to say. Anime properties don't usually do well when it comes to transferring the content into games. Let's see if bandainamco has what it takes to make this a good One Piece game. In the past they have been known to continuously fail on these anime adaptations, so their track record isn't really solid. One Piece Odyssey will come out next week on 12th January 2023. Dead in the Water 2 is the next game. Dead in the Water 2 is the sequel to 2019's Dead in the Water. This is an indie game and I want to highlight any promising indie games coming out every month. Some might be actual gems, who knows. Dead in the Water 2, at its core, is a wave-based shooter, but combines elements of terrifying horror and tension with heart-pounding, adrenaline-fueled action. Each dive, or wave, typically starts off with elements of exploration, where the pace is a bit slower and gives you a chance to find treasure and other collectibles, as well as find your bearings. During this phase, the tension builds as you investigate ruins, wrecks, and reefs. Sharks and creatures are passive and may not always attack you unless provoked, much like the behavior of real sharks. Dead in the Water 2 is coming out during the month of January, although no information regarding the day and time of release. This is a big one, the next one, which is Forspoken. Forspoken is the next game by Luminous Productions, the developers of the famous Final Fantasy XV, that had an insanely long development cycle but turned out quite okay in my opinion. Forspoken follows the journey of Frey, a young New Yorker transported to the beautiful and cruel land of Athia. In search of a way home, Frey must use her newfound magical abilities to traverse sprawling landscapes and battle monstrous creatures. This is probably the second or even the biggest game release for January, according to whom you speak. Forspoken looks like a good mesh of combat and open world exploration. Combat seems very dynamic and fast, which is promising. Forspoken comes out on January 24th, and it will be one of the first PC games with a €70 price tag from Square Enix. Let's see if this decision will be well taken by the player base upon launch, we'll see. This is the biggest one for me, which is Deadspace Remake. Dead Space is getting the Resident Evil treatment and seems like EA is keen on taking a piece of the spotlight when it comes to remaking classic survival horror games. Dead Space Remake seems to be a full graphical remake and early footage makes it look very promising. The sci-fi survival horror classic returns, completely rebuilt to offer an even more immersive experience, including visual, audio, and gameplay improvements, while staying faithful to the original game's thrilling version. This is the game I am mostly excited for in the month of January, not only because of the name Dead Space carries, but also because Callisto Protocol Disaster robbed us of a proper survival horror game release. Dead Space Remake will look to showcase how a modern age survival horror game should look like, so I'm incredibly excited for this one. Dead Space Remake will hit all platforms on 27 January. For the last game, we have Superfuse. This is another indie game on the list, and Superfuse is a new wave-based ARPG with big focus on co-op. Not something I am interested on, but I thought it would be interesting to include as it has a unique comic book art style, and let's see what the devs have to say. An alien threat looms in a new comic book inspired early access action RPG. Take on waves of grotesque minions with up to 4 friends in co-op, or go at it alone and uncover a vast conspiracy that endangers all of humanity. Become a hero in a world where superpowers are controlled by society's elite. Superfuse will launch on the very last day of the month, 31st January, in early access. That's a wrap, guys. Let me know if you agree with this list, and if not, which ones you would say are the best upcoming games of January 2023, which is usually a slow month for gaming overall. See you on the next one, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content that you just saw. See you guys.